Hey everybody, Chief Meteorologist Brad Panovich here. We got to talk about severe weather threat that could head our way on Monday. The system is developing to the west, so good news. It's bringing some rain to the Carolinas. You can see it here on the map. That's the rain that's going to be heading our way, and probably two distinct waves of rain. So I'm going to pause our loop here real quick. We'll turn off the radar and satellite, and I'll show you the severe weather outlook for today. I will move the map over. You can see it there right in the middle of the country. So for today, for Saturday, this is where we're looking at severe weather right in the middle of the country. But tomorrow, that threat shifts to the east, and you see a pretty broad area of severe weather from Ohio all the way down to Louisiana. This is likely going to be an ongoing line of thunderstorms, maybe some supercells that eventually is going to push east. So by the time we get to Monday, and this will be the Monday outlook right here, you could see our area, the Carolinas, we're generally in a low to medium risk right now for some strong storms that'll be pushing through. So let's take a look at the Futurecast on the timing of all this. All right, as we get right into this, you can see the Futurecast. This is model guidance, so this will be the short range modeling, our NAM 3K that we use here. So you can see some scattered showers going into tomorrow night, or tonight into tomorrow morning. I do think we will see some scattered showers get here probably as soon as tonight in the mountains, but tomorrow during the morning, I'm going to stop this around 8, 9 o'clock in the morning. You can see there could be some rain around, but I would anticipate a lot of this is not going to be reaching the ground. This is the main action back here that'll be moving in late in the day. So this is Sunday. We go into the afternoon hours. You could see the storms crossing over the mountains and making a run at the Piedmont by tomorrow night, 9, 10, 11 o'clock. So Saturday night into Sunday morning, they move into the mountains. And then Sunday night into Monday morning, we see a round of storms, possibly dying storms, if that, moving into the Piedmont. But to me, you see this back to the west. This is the real story. This is what's heading our way Monday during the afternoon. So I'm going to go into the morning hours on Monday and look at that line. That is a pretty nasty line. This is 5 o'clock in the morning on Monday morning. So it's still well to our west. Charlotte is right here in the middle of your screen, right there. That is Charlotte. But look at that line setting up to our west. As we go through the morning hours, it enters the mountains, likely weakens a little bit around 9, 10 in the morning. But the timing of this looks more favorable for severe weather because remember what's going to be happening. It's going to be a warm day on Monday. We'll see southerly winds kind of giving the fuel for storms to keep going here. So as we go through time, watch this line push east into the afternoon hours. This is 5 o'clock on Monday evening. So that line is moving in. Potentially some supercells in here, but definitely the main line will have severe storms, possibly some embedded tornadoes. A little more concerned today about a tornado risk on Monday than I was, let's say, 12 or 24 hours ago. Moves across the Piedmont through the evening hours. This is 7:30. This is 8 o'clock. We'll stop it right there because that's as long as the guidance goes. But you kind of get an idea of that broken line of storm. So let's take a look at some of the parameters going into this. I'm going to switch over to the significant tornado parameter. So this is basically the ingredients for tornadoes. And we'll go through Sunday. Not a lot there. You can see just a little bit across the Piedmont. But we go into early Monday morning as that front or that line of storms enters. This is around 9 p.m. or 9 a.m., excuse me, on Monday morning. We go into the afternoon hours. We get to about 2 p.m. Look at that. We're starting to see some ingredients here. Not a ton. This is certainly not off the charts kind of stuff, but you can see that potential that we've got some energy for some tornadoes. We go into the evening hours. Notice we start to see, especially here, this part of the line, some ingredients for tornadic storms. So that's something to keep a close eye on and why I'm kind of ramping things up a little bit for Monday. Definitely looks more favorable because the timing of the front could happen during the peak heating of the day on Monday, and that would give us a higher risk for severe storms and even an isolated tornado. Right there, this is basically about 6 p.m. And you can see right there, there's enough there. Those are some 2s and 3s on our significant tornado parameter, enough for an isolated tornado or two as the front moves through. And they actually go up a little bit as we get close to sunset. Now, as far as tracks, rotational tracks, not crazy. There's a couple on here. There's one track right in here. You could see a track and another one up here. So not a huge signature of strong rotating storms, but definitely the potential we could see a couple supercells, which are rotating thunderstorms. Let's take a look at a couple soundings from this time frame as well, just to give you kind of a rough idea on how the atmosphere is going to be set up. So let's look at a sounding, which is basically a virtual weather balloon version from the guidance here. And I'm going to put a cross right there, right on the Charlotte area. We'll look at this sounding, and you can see there are some rotating winds. If you look at this carefully, you can see the winds coming from the south here and then shifting. And if you look at the possible hazard, that is a tornado hazard, at least from the model guidance. So there is some potential there that this could produce isolated tornadoes. So, and the hodograph as well, which is up here, does have a little bit of a right turn to it. So definitely that potential there. And that's something we're going to have to keep a close eye on. I do think potentially this threat for an isolated tornado has gone up maybe just a hair as we go into Monday. So that's why I wanted to do a quick update today, because potentially we are going to see some rotating storms. So again, we'll go back to the guidance here. That's what it's going to look like on Monday afternoon. So we're kind of raising our awareness here for the possibility of an isolated severe storm as we go into Monday. One last thing I did want to show you is the long range. We start looking at these outlooks. This is the guidance going long range, and you can see that's Sunday's outlook. That's Monday's. But even next week, it's a very active week. We could have more risk for showers and embedded thunderstorms, and some could be strong to severe. So stay weather aware as we go into Monday. I will post more updates, but we're likely going to see some severe weather coming up on Monday.